right? We can't focus because we don't have a fear of what would happen if we didn't pursue our dreams, if we didn't pursue our goals the way that we need to, right? Sometimes it's about more than manifesting. You got to do the work. We are back.
I know they like that, man. They like when we come back, man. I can tell. I can tell they like when we back, man.
Yeah, man. I am excited.
Oh,
I got the co-host slash host of Prodigal Brothers here with us. He's sporting some Keep It Uplifting wear this time. I truly appreciate it.
Most definitely, man.
You know, but
you gotta keep it uplifting, man, because you can't move on without it, man. You know?
Yeah, man. But we got a special episode, so be sure to listen in. Be sure to drop a review. Be sure to leave 5 stars. It does help us. And be sure to follow if you're new here, because we're going to keep coming to you as early and as daily as possible. And with that being said, let's get into the episode. I want to welcome you all to another episode of the Keep It Uplifting podcast, where we discuss lifestyle, fitness, and motivation. I am your host, Uplifting, and I have with me the greatest, the GOAT, in front of the camera. Talk to the folks.
What's up, folks? How y'all living, man? Thanks for coming back.
So, I've been reading this book by 50 Cent, Hustle Harder,
Oh, Curtis
Hustle
Jackson.
Smarter, old Curtis, you know, and we've done a lot of episodes on focus, but I really wanted to dig deep into this one because in this chapter, he's talking about how focus is something that is necessary for you to succeed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he speaks on Isaac Wright Jr., who was one of the first people in the 90s to get locked up for New Jersey statute of being a kingpin. It was like the first one in New Jersey to get it. And I think those sentences come with like a life sentence, you know?
Yeah,
So this guy, Isaac Wright, which 50 actually did a show on ABC, is called For Life. So if you guys
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen that. Bro, I never finished. I never finished the second season. Yeah.
So this guy, Isaac Wright, is locked up, and he refuses to accept his sentence.
Yeah.
Right? He becomes, he reads up on being a lawyer. It takes him 9 years. Yeah. So it takes him 9 years to really start getting things moving.
Yeah.
And during this 9 years of reading legal paperwork, legal books, all of this legal litigation stuff to help him get out of jail, he helps other people get out of jail.
Yeah, bro.
Right?
I seen the show.
So if you guys seen the show, you guys see what I'm saying is pretty much this man was incarcerated and refused to accept his sentence. He thought it was unjust, so he focused.
Yeah, well, he was innocent.
Right, he was.
Yeah.
He got it overturned. He got his decision overturned.
Yeah,
but imagine, right? This man. Now, I'll give you guys a little bit of insight into how prison is or how jail is. It's a place where you're in a small cell that's smaller than any room that you could ever think of. They turn the lights off whenever they feel like it. They keep the lights on whenever they feel like it, and you have to go and get locked up whenever they tell you to. And sometimes there's just lockdowns because some person had paraphernalia, weed, drugs, typically is what it is, or even a nudie mag of women will get everyone on lockdown, and now you can't leave your cell, right?
Man, I didn't even know that, yo. They can't even have no titties in there?
You can't have nothing, man. And
I didn't know that part.
I mean, it looks
I'm never going to jail, yo. I'm done.
It looks a little different now, but just imagine that, right? Like you got people telling you when to shower, when to sleep, when to eat, and they're cutting the light off on you. And this man was able to focus amongst people who are, because jail ain't, everybody's not happy to just be in jail.
I'm sorry to stop the momentum right here, though. But why would people always explain how bad jail is? They go, like, you got people telling you what to do and this and that. Like, say the real shit. Like, bro, it be hot or it be too cold, right? You don't get no extra blankets, no extra pillows. These are things that'll worry me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? No pussy, no ass. You know what I'm saying? No extra sugar with your Kool-Aid. These are things that disturb me.
It's
Like, I don't care if someone telling me what to do and then you gotta piss
no, you
when
do.
when you eat.
You do.
Like that's
Yeah,
not
you
bro,
do. You
the
care.
fact that it be hot, it's hot. I can't turn the air on. That's enough. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
and you're not the only one hot.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So now I gotta smell another man funk.
It's
Like, bro, it's more hellish than what you explained.
It's a horrible
But go
experience.
ahead. Go ahead. Keep going. I'm sorry.
But amongst all of these factors, he's able to focus.
Yeah.
And he's able to tune in, lock in, and really figure out a way of getting himself out of prison and others.
A whole lot of people.
Right. And we have freedom and time to do whatever we want. And why don't we figure out a way to make a way? You know, like I talked about finding a way, but really, like, what's stopping you from focusing? What distractions do you truly have that are hurting you every day, and you're allowing this to happen because there's nobody telling you what to do?
Yo, you're an amazing guy. You know why? Because you open up a barrier and because that's what you just did to me. How about that? You open up a barrier in people's mind that they don't even realize is there, right?
Yeah.
Because when you go, what's stopping you, right? And it's like, I'm thinking of the excuses people making. It's like, well, I gotta go to work,
Right.
but we choose that,
Right.
right?
Right.
And it's like, well, I gotta pay my bills. So,
Yeah.
well, we kind of, in a way, we choose that too.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Definitely.
There's a way to get around everything, you know. So it's kind of like, we're making bad decisions based off of what our goals are.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like, because I know, I mean, we're in the process now. I'm like, yo, work getting in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, real talk.
And
man.
it
We doing
does.
this
It definitely
podcast
does.
thing,
Yeah.
business thing.
Right.
Like, we're trying to do more. We're trying to, you know what I mean, get out there and feed the people. That's why you need the support. Because we're trying to find a way to get more and more stuff out there. And I'm finding myself with less and less hours of the day. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, my job is in the way.
Right.
My job is making me lose my focus, right? Because we talked about me doing things like reviewing while I'm at work, or we're talking about doing things while I'm at work,
Right.
so that we can get processes done, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding it difficult to multitask that.
Yeah, but
You
what
know?
distractions are in your way that you don't pay attention to? Because what I really feel like it is, and what this man had was no fear. He didn't fear. He feared what would happen if he didn't do anything. Right? We can't focus because we don't have a fear of what would happen if we didn't pursue our dreams, if we didn't pursue our goals the way that we need to, right? Like, why don't you cut certain people off, or why don't you don't answer the phone for certain people at times? Like, there's a lot of time in a day. I've done it to myself, and I think I remember saying it on here. I had about an extra hour and 40 minutes, and that was just me being on my phone after I post, or being on my phone texting somebody instead of cutting the conversation short.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many things that you are doing to leave yourself just that are leading you to bad places that you really don't want to be.
Yeah, that's true. I like that you mentioned the phone thing, because it's hilarious that my phone's been cut off for 2 days, and I don't care. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's a distraction.
Right.
I was outside today with my son.
Yeah.
I couldn't be on social media. I was paying attention to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, cutting off those type of distractions hurt, and cutting off people is probably the biggest thing to find your focus.
I don't think it's always cutting off people. We have to cut off the old us. We have to
Well,
cut off the old.
cutting off of energy.
I think we have
But
to.
people are tied to your old energy.
True. I think we just have to cut off a lot of things. We distract ourselves with a lot.
Yeah.
We may We may be on the toilet too long. We may be in the shower too long. We may brush our teeth too long. We may run,
True,
repeat
but
the
those
same
are our
routines.
biggest distractions. Yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot of time that you waste actually doing nothing or thinking about what you really want to do. But this man was sentenced to life in prison. Imagine what if you can't do it with nothing on your back, like life in prison.
Yeah.
What else is it going to take?
So look, this is why. Well, let's get into it now. Like I was kind of bouncing around, but what I really believe is he was faced with his fear. The fear smacked him in the face, right?
Right.
Because I think when you talk about his fear and my fear, the same thing, yo. Like we said it on this podcast before, I have a fear of being mediocre, and that basically means like you get 50, you get 60,
right,
and you're like, yo, what did I do? I ain't do nothing, and I had an opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my fear.
Yeah.
And I think that's what his fear is. The same thing. It's like, dog, I'm not about to spend 30 years and miss out on everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sitting in this box. So I'm about to do something about it. You know what I mean? And it took him a long time, man.
Yeah, it did.
Because he didn't get out. I think he didn't get out for like 9 or 10 years.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
He had to learn to
work. But look, let me go on for a minute, because that's what happened with him, right? Is the fear came here, right? And I think us is, right, the people that are outside, we're not facing that fear here. It's more in the distance.
Yeah.
And we got so much distraction in between it that we can't even see it.
Right.
We can't even see that time is drifting away. We think we're having fun on social media.
Right.
We think we having fun. We going out to party.
Right.
We sitting out here sleeping with 10, 20 different women. We having fun.
Yeah.
We enjoying our life.
Yeah.
We don't see ain't no fear.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ain't no focus loss. You know? Till we wake up and we 45. And it's like, yo, what?
Yeah.
I've been doing drugs and fucking women for 30 years, bro. And you know what I mean? I got nothing for it. And then it smacks him.
Right.
This dude get locked up. It smacked him, right? Let me just continue right now. And so he was kind of forced. What I call that is a forced focus. Because I always said, if I get locked up and I got to do time, I'm going to write a book.
Right.
I remember you said that. Why are you not writing it now?
Right. But why does it take that? Because think about it like this. You don't like your job and maybe you need a better job. What's stopping you from getting a better job? What's stopping people from getting a promotion? Yeah. What's stopping people from chasing anything that they truly want?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you putting the time in? If it really, truly matters to you that much,
mm-hmm.
you would isolate yourself away from the things that are distracting you and lock into that.
Yeah, I think time is a fear too. Right? Turnover time. Right?
And that's the problem. Delayed gratification.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Turnover time is a fear.
Right.
Well, it's not necessarily the gratification part of it, but we're confined by these things called bills, right? And they come every 30 days no matter what's going on in your life.
Right.
Right? Like we talking about getting a new job. I know in my field, well, we talking about getting a new job. I gotta learn the job, I gotta do this, but I'm not gonna be making as much, you know what I mean? People, and I think that's the fear for people, not getting a different job, or the fear of failure too, of getting a different job and you not being as successful with the other thing that you had. Because you face this too, right? Because you changed industries. When you went to that new industry, you weren't as good as that new industry as you was doing your other stuff.
Exactly.
And that's what people fear.
Yeah, but that's why. But I did that for 3 years, though. I worked on that for 3 years.
So it took you 3 years. That's what people are scared of.
Yeah, but you don't know what happens if you don't focus and put in the work.
I
missed a lot of stuff. There were times I got
bogged down in these books.
I remember getting a call.
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting a call one time, and my friend was here, and he was hanging out with a Ravens player, and they called me, and I said, I got to pass this exam or this cert. And he was like, all right, man, I understand. But, man, that was a night. The nights when you miss? Those always be the nights to remember.
Yeah, I was studying, right?
Right?
You know what I mean?
Right, but when we were in Miami and I had the new position,
those
were nice to remember.
Those were nice.
Right? And that's what finding your focus does. Like figure out that reason that's really going to lock you in and figure out what fear you have to overcome. Because if it's worth it to you, you'll find the time. The time is there.
Amen.
Don't wait till you're in a position where they force you to focus.
Amen. And right now, I want to give my flowers to your host, Uplifting 365. Why? Because he's laughing, but I'm serious. I'm glad he chose this topic because I compare him a lot to Isaac Wright Jr. Right? And this, because what he said, what he did, is he's one of those people that I consider him a self-taught millionaire. Right? You about to be a self-taught millionaire, bro. And I always gave you this off camera and off mic. But you taught yourself. You did those books. You ain't had no instructor or teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man,
and I was like, dog, I can't do that, bro. Yeah. You literally read a book and went and passed the test.
Yeah.
Like that's what Isaac Wright Jr. was doing.
Yeah.
Bro, he turned himself into a lawyer in prison, bro. And like you understand?
Yeah, and
he passed the bar exam while he was incarcerated.
And now he actually works in the legal system in New Jersey. He's helping more and more people.
Talk about being blackballed, yo.
Yeah.
No homo, he had the biggest blackball you ever seen, bro. You feel if you watch the show, you will see it and they visualize it. But I I want to compare you to him, even though he probably did a lot more than you did. Yeah. But that is a skill that a lot of people don't think is being able to teach yourself something that you have no idea what it is a skill, and that's something you have to hone. You understand? This man to my left here taught himself to be what he is today. Yeah. To make that 6-figure salary, to bump himself out of the situation that he's in, he did what he needed to do. That's why he's talking like this. And I'm just the dude next to him that's vouching. But for real. But you see it in what you're listening to and watching now. He built this shit. He found out how to do this social media stuff, what cameras we need to use, what lighting. Look at our comfy chairs we got now. Right? This all came from your mind and you found out how to do it, and you made it happen, bro. Yeah, man. That's what Isaac Wright did. You ain't get slapped in the face with that fear yet, right? Yeah. But you was like, before they slap me, I'm
gonna put this work.
I'm gonna put the work in first.
Definitely.
And so I want to give you your flowers for that.
That, brother.
First, you understand? You got a lot of same characteristics as Isaac Wright Jr. Bro, yeah, because I've seen the show.
But I think that's just all in us, man. Like this story was definitely a great story. Obviously, my co-host here, Al Parker, has definitely seen the show, so definitely check out For Life.
For Life is an excellent show, bro. Yeah. And it was an ABC show, and I don't like things that come on regular TV. Yeah. Because I like the realness. I want to see them cussing and nudity and all that, right? Yeah. So I don't watch things like I never watched Empire because it was on Fox.
I'm I never watched that either. Yeah.
So that came on ABC For Life, but I still watched that.
And just that good. And just think about that. Like this is coming from 50 Cent, who got shot 9 times, and he has so much admiration for this guy's story and his focus and the work that he put in, that he thought enough to work with him to create a script to give it to ABC.
Yeah, and talk about the focus of the show. The show got turned down 1 million times. It's a jail show, bro.
Right. Yeah,
I came on ABC.
I can believe it. Yeah.
So just the focus of because it took them years to come out with this. Yeah. But to come out with the project, and it's still kind of 2-3 years ago now. Yeah. But yeah, man. This is good. It's definitely a good example of focus, bro.
Yeah, man. So
become a lawyer in prison.
Be sure to, if you can, get the Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. I'm not sponsored by this book or anything.
We should be.
But this is a great book. And if you can watch the For Life show, maybe it will inspire you to get focused. We talk broadly, we dig in deep sometimes about these topics, and Al Parker was kind enough to, talk about how I put in the work, but he's also put in the work in many ways himself, and he put himself through college. so when
bro, I had teachers and professors.
I'm just
doctors.
Yeah, but you had some obstacles to overcome, and this is what this podcast is about putting in the work. You guys are seeing us as we're building this real time, and the focus is there for us. We're speaking from experience, and we hope that you guys grow with us. And most importantly, keep going, keep grinding, and keep it uplifting.
Yes, sir. Make sure to like, comment, share, and most importantly, keep it uplifting.
Take it up, listen.